Hello everyone. So for today we're going to work on this nice little fold out pocket booklet. So there's 1, 2, and 3 pockets. Now, I personally, this is how I do it. You could do it also by bone folding. If you have a bone folder, I have this one, for example. I know it's 11.5 inches. Now, I want to make these all 3 all I know is I want this bent at 3 inches. So, but I personally, yeah, this does not work well. I don't use my bone folder for that reason. Because I like things the way I want them, not the way other people want them. I like my inside having a little bit of a gap here. Now, you could choose not to. You could choose to make it closer up, which with this one I am going to make it closer up. And it's okay to redo your folds if you make a mistake. That's okay. You don't have to have things utterly perfect. You can, like with this one, I'm probably going to add something that's going to make it hide this little fold here. That happens. Don't fuss over spilled milk, is my firm belief. Now, I want it cut down to about here, because I want it smaller. I know I'm saying I want a lot, but you know, you gotta sometimes do that with your pieces. Do the I want in order to make it come out the way you want it to come out as. I mean, you don't have to be perfect. No one's saying you have to be. I'm just saying, try to make it the way you want it to look. So because of what part we're on, I'm going to distress this. And I find distressing right away is way easier with this piece than it would be distressing later on. Now, if you were doing something else, sometimes you can get away with not distressing right away. But with this particular one, I like to distress right away, like what I did with the other ones that I did. It would have been yesterday for you guys. So again, it just adds that prettiness to it. Now, I'm just going to have one, I think, with this one. Which is okay. Sometimes that's all you can do is one pocket. I'd rather have one cute pocket than 3 pockets that don't really make sense, or 2 pockets that don't really fit. Because this is a smaller piece, I want to make sure it fits with what I'm doing. And this one, again, I chose to do sideways instead of up. That's okay. You do you. So we got that generally done. Now I'm just thinking, do I want this on it? That'd be kind of cute. I'm going to do that. And this is actually what I had done to create my bends in the other journals, is I cut this off, this ruffle part, and that's how I did it. So I mean, now I have this piece, and again, it's a gorgeous piece. Might as well add it to my journaling. Oops. I want it to go this way. Again, it still gives it that grungy look, which I like. Now, if you're going for a different type of look, you might be putting it on, or decorating this differently than I would. This way. I was just thinking like that. And then some cutesy words. So again, just something, and again, I know it's unusual to just slip it underneath here, but I just thought that would be kind of cool instead of laying over top. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm doing this with Fabri-Tac because it is going on fabric, and you never know. I can't guarantee every time I use it, art glitter glue, that it's gonna work every single time on my fabric. So hence why I don't normally use my art glitter glue for that portion. Now you could choose to decorate the inside. I personally want to keep it plain because whatever pockets are going in here and everything else, whatever tags I should say, or journaling pieces are going to decorate it enough, and I think the outside is decoration enough. You do yourself. For me, I personally like it plain. It gives also a chance, because of how plain these papers are, someone could easily write on these or add a cute little picture, and that's part of the reason why I'm leaving it plain. Again, I think that it gives whoever gets the journals a chance to make it more their own. So here are our first two. This one's a bit taller, but this one's a bit shorter. And this one's about 4 inches, where this one is, oh, it's the same height, or width, 4 inches. So, alright, let's go on for another one. What do I want? Oh, this one. This one, this one. And I just keep any leftover pieces. For later. This way, when I'm making journaling cards and tags and stuff like that, it will be much easier to do. I want this piece a little under 4. There. Now again, I could cut it with my scissors. I can cut it with this piece and decide how tall I want it. If I want it 5 inches, this would be a little over 5.5 inches. I think I'm going to go for the over 5.5 inches just because, and voila. And these should be pretty close to the exact same size. The 3 of these pieces, oh, they're a little, there is one that's a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna cut them all down to being the same size. And then I'm gonna take, we'll see if this is too thick. If it's too thick, I'll only do 1 or 2 at a time, but if it isn't, that would be awesome. Oh, it is too thick, but at least I have the markings on it, so they'll all be in the same spot. Whoa. This one's backwards. Oopsie. I probably should have learned from my mistakes. Check them before you put them in. Now you could easily choose this part being the front and this being the back. Never thought about that. Now this one I'm going to choose to have the lengthy way. And again, I'm choosing to distress right away because I want to I know. So I went to the wedding yesterday. It was kind of one of those about times. And also, my plan is with one of these journals that I'm making that's autumn themed, it going to my aunt and uncle as a wedding present. I wasn't able to finish it in time based off of when I was given the information on, hey, they're getting married, which was 2 weeks ago. I want to say 3 weeks ago. It wasn't perfect timing, and I was already in the middle of a journal, and it happens. I can't, we can't always get our journals done necessarily the same time period we would want to. Again, I personally like having a gap here just because then it gives space and it ain't all crunched up. So I'm just gluing this part of it. Now the last one, or the red one, I did not do that. I did do the bottoms, but this one I kind of feel like doing it this way. So now the bottom one, I will add that bottom portion. So the other two are kind of like belly bands, where this one is going to be more of a pocket. But this is a good way of making it look layered and good and everything else, and also this way you can add pieces and it can be longer to shorter. So there we go. I'm thinking about if I want lace or something else, different piece of lace maybe. Ooh, this works perfectly if I just cut it in half. Okay, cut the lace in half. And that's what I'm doing. I know you're probably thinking, why does she keep on lacing everything up? Well, it just so happened that this piece of lace is the perfect height. And I'm just grabbing stuff off my table. it ain't too often that you find lace that is that perfect size that you want without pre-cutting it that size or something like that. This was. All I had to do was cut it in half, which is not a big deal. I really like that one. I know it seems strange that I'm doing this, but sometimes you can see the white, and I don't like seeing the white, so. That's why I do it this way. It leaves this area too blank. This is kind of like a label. So, there we go. We got done with our 3. Beautiful, right? I think so. They're each individually different in some way or another, including in the inside. I tried making sure my inside was different on everyone. This one, I kind of want to add something though to that inside portion. Where did I put the... Don't know where I put it, but I do know where I have one. Stencil, so I'm going to grab this stencil. I'm just going to do a quick rub of my stencil on here. And there. It's given a new life, that little piece. So it ain't so white compared to everything else on there. Now, this one, I know I'm not going to be able to get a stencil through there, so this is what I'm doing. Just a gentle rub on whatever's left on my pad. So there we go. We got 3 of them. And you could even take it a step farther and make them into like mini journals and add papers inside them. Me personally, I didn't really want to go that far with it. So, yesterday, after we got done with our one piece, I did go over it with a glossy accent on both of these. And then I also made this one. So I made 3 total. And then on top of that, I had a bit of fun with other pieces. And this one I did backwards, so it's okay. But these are a little bit grungier. This is more of a grungy autumn look. And this one is my Illustrated Children series. I decided I should make one for that. So, I mean, when you're making these, remember, you don't have to just use your paper line. As I said, you can use digitals. I used one of my digitals from ShabbyDabbyDoDahs, the Fabulous Fall from 2020. That's what I used. That was my personal thing. And if you find that your piece is coming up like this, take a little art glue or wet glue that you have, and you can squish it down. You don't need to worry too much. Sometimes that's all you need to do is add a little glue in places where it may not be acting the way you want it to. So, but it was the same concept, same technique. Today, after I'm done talking to you, I'm again going to be doing the same with my digitals, what I did with these. Except I think with digitals, I'm going to have to, let's see what digital I want to use first. Okay, we'll just pick it off top. So like this one, it's because I just put them on copy paper instead of cardstock, it's going to be a little bit harder to do. So that's when you grab a piece of copy paper that you did, and you take it and you stick it down. And then you can still do the same concept. It's just going to be a little thicker, which you may need for doing it with copy paper instead of, or copy paper instead of cardstock, because this piece is cardstock. It's much thicker than copy paper. You could use your scrapbooking paper, don't get me wrong. The one-sided scrapbook paper might not work as easily as a two-sided scrapbook paper. So this is where I'm suggesting to you what I have learned, and hoping that you will take what I've learned and use it. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day or night. Bye.